You work for months on end, dedicate yourself. But at the end of the month, your salary barely covers the bills, and the insecurity of relying only on your job haunts you? What if I told you there's a plan capable of doubling your income without needing to work extra hours? A tested, step-by-step method to create a dividend portfolio that puts money in your pocket every month. No boss, no extra effort, and no need for a financial expert. In the next few minutes, you will see exactly how to set up the strategy using assets that generate real passive income. This plan can be the difference between staying trapped in your salary or achieving financial freedom once and for all. But pay attention. If you skip any part, you may miss the most important details. So, stay with me until the end and discover how to turn your money into a true income generator. If you rely solely on your salary, you are taking a huge risk. The world is changing fast. Companies lay off employees without notice. Retirement is becoming more distant, and inflation erodes purchasing power. In the United States alone, more than 60% of the population lives paycheck to paycheck, without any savings. And what happens if you lose your job tomorrow? The truth is, depending on a single source of income is a ticking time bomb waiting to explode. But there's a way out, and it has already been used by smart investors who now live solely on passive income. Stay with me until the end, because I will show you how to turn this risk into a great opportunity. Dividends are payments made by companies to their shareholders. In other words, you can become an investor and start making money without having to work more. Imagine receiving recurring deposits in your account simply for owning shares of good companies. Now think, what if these dividends exceeded your current salary? You could work less, choose projects you truly enjoy, and live without the anxiety of the next paycheck. And the best part, you don't need a large amount of capital to start. Small contributions, made with discipline and strategy, can grow exponentially over the years. Want to know how? Then comment below, I want to live off dividends. Now, let's get straight to the practical plan. The first step is to choose the right companies and ETFs. Here, it's not enough to pick any stock. The ideal approach is to focus on solid companies that pay dividends regularly and have a consistent history of growth. Some of the best dividend ETFs include SCHD, VYM, and HDV. They already select the best companies for you, reducing risks. But if you prefer to invest directly in stocks, look for companies with a good payout ratio, a history of dividend increases, and defensive sectors. This ensures that your passive income remains steady and growing over the years. The second step is to reinvest the dividends. Many beginners withdraw their dividends at first, but the best strategy is to let that money work for you. Reinvesting creates a snowball effect. Dividends buy more shares, which generate more dividends, and so on. Over time, this strategy can accelerate your financial independence. And to help you even more, subscribe to the channel right now so you don't miss the next videos where I will dive deeper into each of these concepts. Now, the big question, how much do you need to invest to double your salary with dividends? The answer depends on a few factors, such as your portfolio's average yield and the time you have to invest. Let's run a quick simulation. If you invest $500 per month in an ETF like SCHD, which has an average dividend yield of 3.5% per year, in about 15 to 20 years, your monthly dividends could easily exceed your current salary. If you can contribute more, this time frame is significantly reduced. And the best part? Unlike your job, where you have to trade time for money, dividends keep coming in no matter what you are doing. But pay attention. There are common mistakes that can slow down your progress. The first mistake is investing in bad companies just because they offer a high yield. A yield that is too high can be a sign that the company is facing financial problems and might cut payments at any time. Another mistake is not diversifying. Concentrating all your capital in just a few stocks can be a huge risk. The ideal approach is to balance between different sectors and asset types. And of course, never invest without studying. If this content is helping you so far, hit the like button now so YouTube can recommend this video to more people who want to escape the rat race. And what happens when you follow this plan? You stop living paycheck to paycheck. You start to see your passive income grow month after month. And over time, you realize that your job is no longer your only source of security. Many investors who follow this strategy achieve financial independence in 10, 15, or 20 years. And the big difference between those who succeed and those who stay in the same place is simple: action. If you're still watching, you've already taken a big step. But just knowing isn't enough. You need to start. Even if it's with a small amount, the important thing is to get in the game. The impact of compound interest on dividends. Reinvesting dividends enhances the effect of compound interest. Over the years, this process can turn small contributions into a true passive income machine. With simple calculations, we can see that an initial investment of $10,000 with an average return of 4% per year can grow to $30,000 in 20 years with no additional contributions. How to choose the best dividend stocks. Not all dividend-paying companies are good choices. Some have unsustainable yields and may cut payments. Evaluating the payout ratio, dividend history, and revenue growth are essential factors to ensure good long-term returns. Smart diversification strategies. Avoid putting all your money into a single sector. Companies in sectors like energy, healthcare, and technology can balance your portfolio's volatility. That way, even if one sector struggles, others can compensate for the losses. How to use dividends to reinvest in new assets. Instead of spending your dividends immediately, using this passive income to buy new stocks or diversify into other asset classes can speed up your journey to financial independence. The role of real estate funds in growing passive income. Real estate investment trust REITs can be a great addition to a dividend portfolio. They offer monthly payments and, in some cases, tax exemptions, making them an attractive option for diversification. When to start living off dividends. When should you withdraw dividends and start living off passive income? The answer depends on the accumulated wealth and desired lifestyle. Creating a progressive withdrawal plan can help ensure long-term financial security. How to avoid the main risks of dividend investing. Inflation, dividend cuts, and economic crises are challenges that every investor faces. Having a solid risk management strategy ensures that your passive income continues to grow even in difficult times. John Carter was 42 years old and had been working for over 15 years at a large technology company in Texas. His salary was reasonable, but the constant pressure, tight deadlines, and insecurity in the corporate environment made him feel like he was always on the verge of collapse. He saw colleagues being laid off without notice and wondered when his turn would come. Then, on a sleepless night, he started researching investments and discovered the power of dividends. The idea of having passive income without needing to work captivated him. With discipline, he began investing part of his salary every month in stocks of companies that consistently paid dividends. For 5 years, John lived simply, cutting unnecessary expenses and increasing his contributions to his dividend portfolio. He diversified his investments, betting on solid companies in the energy, technology, and consumer goods sectors. At first, the dividend income was small, but he reinvested everything. Gradually, his passive income started to grow. By his 5th year of investing, he was already earning about $2,500 per month just from dividends. It wasn't enough to retire, but it was already an important safety net in case something unexpected happened. On a Monday morning, John received an email that would change his life. His company was cutting costs, and he had been laid off. No notice, no contingency plan, just a severance package that would cover his expenses for 6 months. The initial shock was great, but unlike many colleagues who panicked, John knew he had a safety net. His dividend portfolio was now his source of income. He recalculated his expenses and realized that he could live more frugally, relying solely on dividends while looking for new opportunities. Instead of desperately looking for another job, John made a bold decision. He would use his experience to teach others about dividend investing. He started a YouTube channel, sharing his journey and giving practical tips on how to build a profitable portfolio. His content went viral among workers who feared job market instability. At the same time, his dividends kept growing. Within a year, his passive income increased to $3,800 per month, allowing him to live comfortably without needing to return to the corporate world. 5 years after being laid off, John had over 300,000 subscribers on his channel. and his dividend portfolio was generating more than $6,000 per month. He not only surpassed his former salary, but also achieved a level of freedom he had never imagined. Today, he travels across the country, gives lectures on financial independence, and helps others prepare for the unexpected. What started as a security plan became the key to a life without bosses, without pressure, and with total control over his time. His advice for those still stuck in the daily grind? Start today. Your future depends on it. Ji-Hai Park arrived in the United States at the age of 24, coming from South Korea, full of hope and determined to build a better life. Without a recognized degree in the country, and with little work experience, she found a job as a waitress at a Korean restaurant in Los Angeles. The work was exhausting, the pay was low, and tips were not always enough to cover all expenses. However, Ji-Hai had a disciplined financial mindset and a bigger dream, achieving financial independence. Even earning little, Ji-Hai decided she would always set aside at least 20% of her salary to invest. During breaks at the restaurant, she read books about investing and watched videos about the financial market. Soon, she discovered the dividend strategy, companies that pay part of their profits to shareholders on a recurring basis. She realized that, over time, dividends would become a source of passive income, which motivated her even more. She started by investing small amounts in solid companies like McDonald's, Coca-Cola, and Johnson & Johnson. In the first few years, the dividends she received were insignificant, but Ji-Hai believed in the process. While her co-workers spent money on clothes and outings, she saved every penny. She shared an apartment with 4 other people to reduce costs, cooked her own meals, and used public transportation. By reinvesting all her dividends, she saw her capital grow exponentially. In 5 years, her investment portfolio started generating around $1,200 per month, equivalent to her waitress salary. As her passive income grew, Ji-Hai realized she could take a bigger step. Observing the high demand for car rentals in Los Angeles, she decided to use part of her dividends and a small loan to buy her first rental vehicle. She started with a single car, renting it out to tourists and rideshare drivers. The success was immediate. In a short time, she managed to buy more cars, and her dividend income helped finance the expansion of her business. Today, at 36 years old, Ji-Hai owns a car rental company with a fleet of over 15 vehicles. Her dividend portfolio continues to grow and generates more than $5,000 per month, ensuring financial stability. She left behind the exhausting days at the restaurant and now teaches other immigrants about financial education and investments. Her story is proof that with discipline, patience, and strategy, anyone can transform their life through dividends. Now tell me in the comments, are you already investing in dividends or are you just starting? I want to know your opinion. And if you want to deepen your knowledge about investments and passive income, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss any content. See you in the next video.